Hey guys, it is Saru, and the title of this episode kind of sounds like a song. Anywho, I want you all to know that the episode I was talking about in the update is not the video you see here because I got hit with another concept in my head, and I'd like to tackle it this week, and the other would take too long, so now I have a little time to make it all awesome for you guys. So, on that note, let's get started. I was rewatching Case Closed Live the other day, just a few episodes, and one of them had Tay ask, "Are we or did we match up last summer?" In essence, are we doing as well as we did yesteryear? And the short answer to that is no, not really. I think this year has been a building one, and we did build a lot, but when you think of results, as in sales, because that's what we're here to do, increase sales and get Funimation looking at those numbers, seeing that there is a fan base here and we want Case Closed back in the States. But on terms of sales, we did not come close, I understand. Or at least the sales could have been better. It could have been in a better spot, more suitable, reasonable spot, you know? You know? And Seoul to describe our effort categories categorized actually last year was our high in sales, and while that needs to keep happening like every year, be our high point or at least consistent, we made some contacts this year, made some stuff happen, and I think we should feel good about that. We got our new improved website up this summer, and of course the fan dub going on right now, which I think will greatly help. And then there's me coming back, and I think we could just combine. I mean, if we could just combine those points of this year and last, next year, 2013 can be our best or worst year yet. I pick best. The other night I was Skyping with Professor C, and he said what we do next year, our actions, is just so important, and I completely agree. And we both feel a new energy that is telling me that this year is next year, we can certainly go far and make a real impact. Speaking of making an impact, a few episodes ago, I talked about options, talked about what you guys could do to help. There's a link. I think about that. Now, don't get me wrong, providing options is good. Taking any of those options or just trying to make an impact, that is good. But you gotta have the goal to do it. No guts, no glory, right? Here's a prime example of that. Something like a year ago, certain somebody tried to make a podcast called, let's say it was the PEB podcast, and his channel, CCS, never mind, tried to get a podcast going. He just wasn't satisfied with it. Sort of. I mean, it was half and half, but either way, he did remain a faithful follower, and okay, I did keep my contacts, Tay and DBZ for the most part, but gotta give a shout out to my girl, Savannah, even though I actually thought she was a guy at first. But honestly, I would have given up completely eventually after my podcast went south. I would have never gotten those promos, those fan-made promos out. They would have, they wouldn't have led up to the reboot of my podcast and or anything that I have planned for you guys in the future. So I say thank you to Tay and DVC. It kind of feels almost too sappy, but if you guys hadn't have kept in contact, I wouldn't be here by far, and this is the first time I've ever done anything remotely like this, so it's pretty fun, different. It's great to be in front of this mic, actually. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to take a minute here and tell you that this is a great community. At the very least, we've got some great partners, and I do mean that skill-wise, not all that sappy crud I was going on about. how they're all a great bunch of people and such. I don't even know where that came from. It's not like I pre-write this stuff or but for real, I think we got a solid-ish team. I'm hoping to improve on partners a bit next year, get a few more, and with the new year, and like I said, I got a lot of things planned. Nothing is actually planned. It's all still actually bouncing in my head right now. If I can just sit myself down though, I'll be good. I don't know why I felt the need for all the sap. Maybe it's the holidays, but I just want to be more professional from now on because, as you guys know, I like to be very professional and things of that nature. But seriously, I do like to keep a level of bigness to my person. I just have a I said this. I am the whimsical note in this movement. Professor C is the business note. Tay has been the. I was thinking about this earlier, and I really don't know how to say it. He's like the Hartwell to Professor C's Jimmy. Which, while we're on the subject of metaphors, that gives Professor C the rightful note of truth, and I assure you, the melody of logic will always play the notes of truth, no doubt about it. But Tay's got a lot of heart. Yeah, you're laughing. DBZ, easily, he gets the colorful note with his A&Bs, his awesomeness. It's a given. He's just that cool. He's not just one color. No. So before this gets too sentimental to the point of foolishness, too late for that. My ending subject to talk about is things that I'd like to do, but maybe you would do it, or you'd do a better job. Maybe you'd want me to coordinate it, because that's pretty much what I was going to do anyway, because I'm mostly just a pretty face. So much so that I don't even have all the details out. It's just all one large clump of fur. That's an avatar ref. If you get it, you're awesome. But here's the thing. There are many things you could do to help out. We've already established that. But what I really want you to do is think about it. When this month's over, we'll be cracking into another year. And apparently that'll be a huge victory because most of us Earthlings won't be dead with the end of the world thing happening right now in like what, 2 weeks? Less than 2 weeks. Obviously you can tell I'm not that convinced, but either way you look at it, good luck. Anyways, that means a fresh start, a new ray of light of opportunities, and you can bet your noodles that I'll be taking full advantage of that to the full extent of my abilities. Yeah, like that'll make a difference. You, shush, and you. At the beginning of my podcast, the reboot of my podcast, and the beginning of the Case Closed podcast, the very beginning, jumping the gun was packed in there. I mean, avoiding the action of jumping the gun. And I think that is still very real. But if you tell us what you want to do, and we tell you to scale it down a bit, but it's still a solid idea, that's great. Or if it's like totally brilliant, we'll be like, heck yeah, bring it over here. So that's our show. Tune in next. End of the world. Meteors.